All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. I have some guests with me. We have Red, Sean, Jared, Jesse, and I'm Rick. And one of you guys is going to be looking at the chat because I'm terrible at it. Red, Sean, Jared.
Ooh, you're need to pause that.
Myself. Hold on a second. And one of you guys is going to be looking at the chat because I'm terrible at it.
My phone is way loud.
Rookie mistake.
Hey, Tommy, you need to go to the live feed and actually stop the video.
Oh, we're stuck in a feedback loop.
That was terrible.
Wow.
Wee.
Blame it on the dirty air.
Chemtrails.
All right, so first of all, I have to give props where props is due. Walter Bislin made this possible. So everybody, please go look at his blog. He is the person that made this possible today. He's the one that does all those awesome animations and models of these different flat Earth versus reality topics. And anyway, so please go and, I guess just contribute to him however you can, share his stuff, because he's actually the one that donated this awesome new drone that I have now, which is called the Walkera version 4. They also call it the Flying Telescope. It's the
I feel so inferior now.
This is obviously the Marriott Hotel. I sped it up. But that's the Marriott Hotel.
You're the only one seeing that, sound like.
Well, I'm making all kinds
minor detail.
Rookie mistakes today.
And if you look over here where I'm pointing.
Okay. Let's do this again the right way. Walter. Okay, so yeah, please go check out Walter's website. It's awesome. He's the guy that does all the models. If you haven't seen it yet, then you really need to. This stuff is phenomenal. And he's the one that ended up getting me the funds to purchase this drone. It's the Walkera version 4. It has a telescopic lens on it. It gives me about a 3-degree field of view at full zoom. And it's remarkably stable. Now, it has a little bit of shake, especially when there's wind, but it's pretty good. So this is the sped up version of 3 Lakeway Center from, I guess it's about 10. I think the starting height is like 10 feet or maybe 3 or 4 meters.
Well, since we're watching chat here, Synthetic Cosmos says a drone will help with anything flat Earth related. I would beg to differ on 2 counts. Soundly is pretty much going to beg to differ on this new drone.
Yeah. Soundly, you need to present yourself.
So most of the time, if you have a drone, the field of view is so shallow, right? You have such a small lens that you see this. You see this bridge, which appears to be straight, and that's what they all want to talk about. But they never talk about the true problem, which is focal length. And whenever you actually zoom in, if you can, which you can't do with most drones, and you can see the curvature. And then especially if you go up and down with it, like I'm doing right here.
Oh, dude, that is sick. That is sick. Oh, man.
Oh, goodbye, Flat Earth.
What's today's date?
Oh, and that's where the Flat Earth belongs.
And now here's New Orleans, same type of shot with New Orleans. I might have sped it up a little bit too much. But there's the Superdome, and it is hard to control. There's the Superdome, there's New Orleans, there's the bridge that crosses over to Slidell. And then as I go down here.
Hey, Jared, where's that bridge that's blocking the view of everything?
And then as we go down here, you'll see the entire city, bridge, Superdome. Everything will simply disappear.
And just to clear up one thing real quick before Flurfers jump on it, everything appears to be bouncing because that is the vibration of the propellers, and it's very, very zoomed in, and the gimbal is not keeping up fast enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's hard to stabilize this one for some reason. iMovie didn't like this one at all. In a second here, I'll get back center. There we go. Now let's go down.
Wow. Look at that shot, man. Oh, yes.
Oh, gee, where'd the Superdome go?
They're
Obvious.
drowning.
It's obvious. What is it? Magnification combined with perspective.
Sorry about that.
Magnification of the flirspective.
Look at that shot, man.
So let's just do this real quick.
As Zetetic Cosmos follows up by saying, you can only show angular resolution this way. Atmospheric density, it will vary on your weather. I've got 4 sunrises, 3 sunsets.
Humid, it depends on the time of year.
Soundly can make an entire city disappear just by lowering altitude.
I mean, look, here's the tallest shot that I have here. Wish I could move this. Can I? Oh yeah. Sweet. So yeah, here's the highest shot, and then let's move forward in time here too. Yeah, it adds a little bit of problem
You
there.
stop presenting.
Here we go. I stopped presenting?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. Shame on you.
Why is it doing that?
That's a good question.
Share. Present.
I think you have to hit the.
Cosmos says you're conflating your results with different tools. You should use a P900.
Here you go. There you go.
Welcome to the channel.
There goes the whole
man.
whole freaking city under the horizon just by altering my altitude.
That is beautiful.
So, good luck, Flat Earth.
Just to clarify, you did not change the zoom level through that whole shot, did you?
No.
There you go.
There it is. Look at that.
Well, you've got a new elevator shot.
Soundly, I've got one question. Did you tell the drone where it was looking before you sent it up?
No, Jaron, I didn't. I mean, Jesse, I didn't. So, yeah, obviously, I would like to get over to the South Shore and do the same type of shot that I did with the Marriott, and I will eventually do that. Unfortunately, it's starting to get hot here again. This is probably the clearest day I've seen at this temperature ever.
So, quick question for the audience: what is the maximum zoom of that camera? You said it was 3 degrees, but what's the optical magnification?
I think that equates to 800 millimeters, if I recall correctly. I don't know for sure. I have to look at the specs on it. It's obviously it's set up like the P900, where it has a very small sensor, and so there's an equivalent focal length because of the sensor size. It's a crop sensor.
Kid Somtile, this is not a cheap drone. This is rather much more expensive than the Mavic Pro. This is why he is taking away I'm feeling very, very inferior at this point.
Yeah, so this is a shot from 24 miles away. Actually, the city is even further inland, so it's more like 25 miles away. But I'd have to actually look at it on. It might be around 24 miles. But yeah, I mean, this is from the North Shore. This is a long ass ways. So,
jeez. Okay, Soundly, you've won up my multiple sunrises. No, you didn't. Mine's better still.
Wait, Soundly.
There's the money
Apparently,
shot right there.
Zan has the answer. It's 9-meter swells on Lake Pontchartrain. 9-meter
really?
sea swells.
9-meter swells. That's interesting.
Nah, water's supposed to be perfectly flat.
Now, Soundly, before we started, I actually offered to help you get the telemetry off of your device you use for controlling this. That way you can do overlays on a video if you ever decide to make one out of this. That way people can see your altitudes of the drone so they can compare it to, Metabunk or even Walter's Earth curve calculators.
That would be fantastic.
Look,
Because your elevation is recorded on your iPad.
Yeah, I absolutely need to figure that out.
So I will be glad to help you through that since I've kind of become fairly decent at doing that.
I want to point this out real quick. This is the bascule right here, right? And there is causeway between the bascule and the Marriott right here. And as we go back, you can see it pop up. I mean, even this marine span, this 60-foot marine span, is completely hidden. Watch this. Bye.
I love it, man.
Gone.
But dirtier.
Explain that, Flat Earth, with your Flat Earth nonsense models.
The dirtier, and formerly known as curvature.
Yeah, Zetetic Cosmos, that 60-foot hump is disappearing as it descends.
Oh, so is that what 250-foot building?
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Flat Earth has finally died.
Yeah, seriously, man.
You guys got nothing on this.
Nothing. There's no apologetic in the world that can save you from this.
Heart on my sleeves. Is that Ireland?
Isle of Masons.
Isle of Hamanana.
Bye-bye. I wonder how tall that bridge is in the background too. Let's go back to that real quick. How tall do you think this bridge is back here?
Yeah.
And it's completely gone.
And it's gone.
Do you know the name of the bridge? I'll actually look up the height.
Now, Soundly, are you going to explain what the smokestacks are?
Yeah, I do know the name of it. Well, it's the I think it's called the
Multi-Tom says CGI.
Oh, CGI. That's
of course he would.
CGI. That's why I did this right here. Explain this is CGI. I would have made myself look a lot prettier if it had been.
That's a heck of a lot of polygons, man. Polygons filled up with dirtier.
The name of that bridge. Let me figure it out. This is a Google Earth.
Is it the Green Bridge?
I can't remember which one it is.
Mark says he saw Ireland.
I know their names like casually, and I forget them until I look it up again.
Sergeant Hayes, this is a drone. This is drone footage.
Yeah, this is a drone that makes the Mavic Pro look like a baby drone. Well, Feppy ID, feel free to explain how we're wrong on this. I want to hear the apologetics now.
It's this bridge right here.
No, it ain't.
No. So the one we see over by New Orleans is pretty easy. That's this one.
Yeah, that was the one that I was looking for. The one that disappeared.
It's the one. It's the one that's got 2 suspension spans on it.
It's this one.
No, it's got 1. That's not even a suspension. It looked like it actually, to me, it looked like a railroad bridge. Looked like. I'm not going to say that for sure because not all railroad bridges look alike.
Where's it again?
Super chat.
Go back to the video. You got a super chat from Jermaine Williams saying, "Sound keep putting in that work."
Sweet, thanks.
And it was real dollars.
Yeah, those are real dollars, not Nokia bucks, man.
Okay, here it is. It's this one. That's it. That's the one that's by New Orleans. This one right here. Crescent City Connection. That's this one here.
Peter Lynn says the only reason why increasing height allows you to see further is that obstructions are removed. Whether it just be seeing over your neighbor's fence or the Earth's curve is the same thing. Correct. Because the only obstruction in the way is water.
So what was the name of that bridge, Soundly? I didn't get to see it on the screen.
This one right here is the Crescent City Connection, it's called. That's this one. Crescent City Connection.
Adam says to play the drone footage at normal speed, please. I would like to soak in the awesomeness.
You want it at normal speed? I figured that would be too slow. Let's see.
Well, figure your maximum flight time is what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's not too bad. What? Give me the stupid thing.
All right, so the clearance below the bridge, so from the water up to the bottom of the supports, 170 feet.
Wow.
Wow. Mark Beezer just sent you 5, says, but my dirtier. Well played, Mark. Well played.
All right, so this is 3 minutes and 38 seconds. If everybody wants to sit through it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do it real time, man.
Bask in the glory.
And please, I apologize for my lack of finesse in some of these pans, but it was really hard to control today, damn thing. And there is a way to to only control the camera, but I haven't learned enough about this drone yet to be comfortable doing it.
Yeah, you haven't even had it a
week
week
for the
yet.
first time yesterday.
Oh, that's
There you
so
go.
pretty.
And you just made these observations today.
Yeah, I just made these observations today.
Man.
Yeah, so yesterday was it was an interesting day, to say the least. It was really windy. The drone was just bouncing around. I was like, holy shit.
I'd say you did a really good job, and that Pixar owes you a bonus check.
So I would like to point this out real quick in this footage, that this, let me full screen this guy so you guys can see it better. But this right here is New Orleans, and this is Three Lakeway Center right here. And you can see that with your eyes. If you go out there, you can see it. You don't have to have telezoom to see it.
Sue just sent you some Australia bucks, 20 of them. Says for the RAP Flat Earth Tombstone.
Yes.
So obviously it's a little wider angle shot, and I'll try and zoom in here in a second. Here it is.
Kind of a false dichotomy there is his head at Cosmos. He says, are you open-minded or convinced we're monkeys on a ball? Well,
We are not monkeys. We are great apes.
And I am open-minded, but no flat Earth evidence has stood up to scrutiny.
It's so funny how they like to convolute things. We're not talking about evolution. We're not talking about anything other than the shape of the Earth. And this is exactly what we expect to see on the globe. Plain and simple.
And what a surprise it is what we see. Who'd have thunk it?
It's so purty.
It is. That shot right there, man. That has got to go in the stream. Just loop that back and forth and back and forth.
You remember that music that you used for your little compilation video?
Yeah.
I think you got a whole new bouncing scene for your beat. Just saying.
Drop it like it's hot.
Which by the way, that is still my favorite video you have done.
Yeah, that was my 2017 compilation. I put some work into that one.
Yeah, it showed. It was very well done. I still don't like the timing issue on the last bouncing bridge, but that's personal preference.
Hey, Sean, read the message from Requiem for a Dream. The ultimate test.
Yeah, he said that or something similar a few times, but over the years.
I have some other videos I haven't shown too. This is the very first flight, so we'll see what happens here. I'm not sure.
Man, the zoom on that thing is fantastic.
Yeah, loses focus sometimes. I don't know why it does that. What should you do?
Most of the drones you touch on where you want it to focus on the screen that you're using.
Yeah, it didn't work that way for some reason.
Funk Obama, the troll that's been like hanging out between me and Reds for like the last year and a half. He's got a few accounts, but he says, "You've been debunked so many times. Wake up, folks."
No one's ever debunked.
Please refer to Dr. Zach and his absolute butthurt excuse and error that he still has on his channel.
Still has the video up. Yeah, I had a flat earther link me that video in a Sir Sick comment section, and this was before I knew Soundly, and I immediately knew that it was the wrong transmission lines in his video, and I started to address it, and then I read his description where he actually admitted it, but still left the video up.
Funk Obama, let's put it this way. The best debunk of Soundly that there's been was electrolysis.
Yeah.
That was the best one, and it failed miserably.
So Xanich, can someone explain to me how? God damn it! Go back up. There we go. Can someone explain to me how does this kill flat Earth? The further you go up, the more you can see. It's that simple. Works on flat Earth. So what's the issue here? Well, the issue here is that notice how the horizon stays below the center of frame and actually gets noticeably lower in the frame as the drone goes up. Yeah, that shits on the whole the horizon is always at eye level argument for flat Earth, which actually on a flat Earth would be true. Let's just start there.
Jeffrey has joined the panel, but he can't participate. I'm guessing he has mic issues or connection issues, but he's here to share in the funeral pyre.
Wait, how many bears do we have? How many pallbearers do we have?
Not enough. This is a big funeral here.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, every time we put out a video that's just obvious, they'll come up with some nonsense, of course. But for any rational-minded person, this should be it. I mean,
well, like who was it? Zahn said the whole thing about the higher you go, the farther you can see. That again goes back to perspective, and if you know what perspective is, you know that it's a mathematical equation. Please, I've been asking flat earthers for a year to tell me where the height value is input into the perspective equation.
That's a good point, Sean.
I've been waiting for a year and a half for any single flat earther to explain where height is factored into perspective, and not one has even tried to answer that. Why? Because it's not needed.
God, that was one of the first questions that I came up with when I first heard about this shit. Yeah, 2 years ago. Fuck, it's been a while.
Am I still screen sharing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, apparently Fepe ID might have a clue.
Look at that shot, man.
Who did we ask, Pepe? We asked all of them.
Every flat earther that actually has a following. That's probably why you've not heard me ask you that question.
Is that guy still around?
Fepe ID. This is a new Fepe. There's like a Fepe so and so everywhere. Fepe is kind of like the official quote unquote flat Earth community. It stands for flat Earth people everywhere.
I thought it was like a flat Earth Pepe meme, like the alt-right version of the flat Earth.
Well, I call him Fepe because it reminds me of Pepe Le Pew.
That makes sense.
He's the guy that had an auto level.
No, that was Fepe Perth. This is Fepe ID.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of. Set it up all crooked, took pictures. He basically hoaxed his own flat Earth. I don't know. Weird.
Hey, Stanley, can I give the Hangout link to our friend David?
Yeah.
So Fepe ID, since you're butthurt that I never asked you directly, there is an equation for perspective that's actually used by anybody who operates a camera trying to do forced perspective shots. And that's how they get these shots to work, is because they do the equations for perspective. So if you claim to understand what perspective is, you obviously know that equation. So can you tell me where in the equation the value for height is put in? I'll wait patiently for that. I've been waiting patiently for a year and a half for any single flat earther to answer that.
City flooded news at 11. That's brilliant, Squeaker. That's brilliant.
City flooded up to the 15th floor of the Marriott.
Soundly responsible.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I don't think I'm going to get a reply from Fepe ID on that question that I just directly asked him.
He's Googling.
Shocking.
Yeah, where's your Zetetic apologetics for that one? Man, dude, that elevator shot is just amazing.
Funk Obama, this is not a circle jerk. If you want a circle jerk, go over to Nathan Oakley or Globebusters. We will actually tell each other when we're wrong, and we accept it and thank other people for it.
Oh, Kaiser. Ultimate troll move there, Kaiser. Go for it.
Hey, do any of you know of any flat earthers that use drones and attempt this type of observation?
Well, Dearth has a drone, but he's never taken it over, 5 feet because, it kind of poops on his parade.
Ah, yeah. Well, there you go.
He hasn't publicly released it.
Where's the flat Earth video with drone footage explaining how perspective causes what you're seeing? The equation and all that. Draw the lines, explain how perspective and magnification, atmospheric lensing and atmospheric magnification, how this all comes into play, using flat Earth science.
Well, I'm just going to repeat it again because Fepe ID apparently has just completely ran away when confronted with a question he obviously doesn't have an answer to. He claims perspective, but doesn't know what perspective actually is.
None of them do. Jaron thinks that perspective only works horizontally and that things shrink vertically.
Yes, for some reason.
Well, and not just that, he also thinks that observer height doesn't matter for a laser.
Yes. Yes.
That will actually be part of my laser test that I'm going to set up as soon as I find a place that's actually got a 3-mile distance that's a straight line.
You know what's interesting is when they did that unlisted test of their experiment, and they were supposed to come back the next day and complete the experiment, and we've not heard a single peep out of them. I wonder why that is.
Because there's no way they're going to spot it at 40 miles?
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could be that whatever results they got, even at 12 kilometers, which is roughly 7.5 miles, proved curvature.
Well, it's like I said on Sly's Hangout night before last, I think. At 7.5 miles, there's still a direct line of sight for an observer and a emitter of a beam that both of them are at 9 meters. And since they never gave the details on the blue laser team, I don't know how high above the water they were, but I'm going to guess it was higher than 9 meters. Or 3 meters, I'm sorry. 3 meters. I was thinking 9
think
feet.
the only fascination with going 40 miles and all these long distances is because they already know they're not going to be able to see it. We on Little Tensas Bayou, 7 miles, it was quite easily shown that we could see the lantern at 3 miles. We could not see the lantern 4 miles away or 5 miles away with the scope set up at the same height above the water as the lanterns. You only could see 3 miles. The end. That's it.
I'd like to point out that this causeway from a side shot, which we're asked to do over and over again, is not straight.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, shit, this straight line won't line up with that curved bridge for some reason. Oh, shit.
Must be perspective.
Jason, no, you're not banned.
It's the beginnings of a clown frown.
Like a clown frown to me, Jesse.
I see the hint of a clown frown there.
That's your trademark, dude. Clown frown.
Yeah.
But how do we know it's not just the bridge that's curved?
So if that's the clown frown, is the clown a flat earther and the whole lake is just their tears at this point?
Yes.
What about the shape of the bottom of the lake? Maybe the bottom of the lake is curved.
Maybe there's heels in the water. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 200-foot bridge.
Well,
Bye-bye.
okay, we need to get FEMA out there to New Orleans again.
You know what, Soundly, that shot, what you were just showing, the hint of the clown frown,
Yeah.
if you do some measurements on that, you strike a line, a chord, you strike a chord and measure the bulge or whatever you want to call it, the little teeny hump there, it's going to work out mathematically correct.
Yeah.
It's going to be right on. That's a concrete structure built along the curvature of the earth, following that water, which is curved, and we can literally measure it now that you have that.
Yep. And here's another thing I'd like to point out is that I'm not talking about the bridge. I'm talking about the water line where the bottom of the bridge hits. That's not straight, but the bridge is in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's that curved linear perspective, man. It'll get you every time.
What?
There's a whole branch of mathematics called
Curving
linear algebra.
Yes, Multi-Tom, you just witnessed curved water. You're welcome.
Yes, you can stop being a fool in the comments now.
The bottom of a straight bridge was exhibiting a curve, which means that the water is also curved.
There's not much more that anybody can do. I mean, as far as evidence goes, you guys keep asking for evidence of curvature. Here it is. If this isn't good enough, there is no evidence that's good enough for you. So that means you're not being objective. You're not being honest. Plain and simple. That's all there is to it.
That's right.
Damn you!
Sorry, Requiem. Yeah. Sometimes we have to assume sexual orientation until shown otherwise.
The bridge might be gay or bi.
I'm gonna say that the bridge is definitely female because it's being a real bitch to flat earthers right now.
Hey, I just want to thank Requiem for a Dream for sending me that video from Taboo Conspiracy using Chris Von Matre. They're out there doing the greatest survey ever to show that there is no Earth's curvature. So it's a work in progress, and I'm going to follow up on that. Thanks.
E23 said I'd fuck that bridge. I would definitely have to dry hump it a little bit at least anyway.
Show it some loving.
Drones are fun if you're not a flat earther.
I just can't get enough of that shot right there, man.
I know.
Oh man.
Reminder: this building's like 250 foot tall. This one's 200 foot tall. This one's 400 foot tall. This is 60 foot tall. And bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Call the president. National emergency. Louisiana's underwater. Underwater again.
Bye.
That is
And I had to mix in the birds, of course.
Yeah, they're CGI too. That drone must be putting out a lot of electrolysis, man.
I want to get one for do that over Tampa Bay, like we discussed. Soundly like, hey, look, there's a whole part of the city done disappeared.
Oh,
what happened there?
you should see the box that it came in, dude. I could definitely put it on an airplane.
Soundly, Twitwit does have a.
Well, I don't want your drone. I just want to get my own drone.
I want this drone.
Soundly, Twitwit does have a. She does have a valid gripe. You didn't use a laser.
You don't see the sharks with lasers out there? They're out there. I can see them.
Yeah, the
Sharks with
CGI,
freaking
CGI
lasers attached to their head.
The CGI server farm is behind the porta potty, Mark Beeser.
No, it is the porta potty. I just wheel it back to my car.
Synthetic Cosmos, 8 inches per times distance squared is if your eye is literally underneath your foot.
Yeah, your eye has to be half submerged in water for that to make sense as an obstruction calculation.
Yeah, it is not an obstruction calculator. It is how far the tangent drops from your level.
Multi-Tom, if Twitwit is an idiot, that is you. You are the pot, and that is the kettle. Because you're an idiot, too.
Oh, that's being too kind to him.
All right, so here's the bridge right here. It's by New Orleans. And I was over here. I was right up in here.
Coming from somebody who doesn't believe chemistry exists, for fuck's sake.
I was about right there. So that's 29 miles.
Oh, Spurs is in the chat.
29.16 miles away.
Spurs wants to know what you're doing, mate. Burying the flat Earth.
Seriously.
Spurs,
Seriously.
You get Spurs?
Spurs is in chat.
Oh, we got a full
even
house.
More of your bullshit wrong, Spurs.
We got a full house tonight.
Spurs, you didn't see it? Well, I can show it to you again if you want. Here you go. There's New Orleans being obstructed by the horizon. And whenever we go higher, there's New Orleans not being obstructed by the horizon. Any questions? Oh, shit. Where'd that 300-foot tall bridge go?
If you call intellectual rapage your benefit, Spurs, then yes.
Hey, and also, what about all those wide-angle shots the flat earthers like to talk about with the causeway? Looks the same to me. Turns out that that's a globe prediction as well. So just another observation validating the globe. Congratulations.
Cinnamon Controls telling Spurs soundly flooded an entire city with this drone camera.
Watch, Spurs. Watch closely. Pay attention.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's gone.
Bye-bye, Bridge.
Now we just need to get Rumpus to do this over at St. B's, and we'll be set.
There you go. I want to take it out to. Obviously, I want to take it to the causeway, and I want to take it to Little Tensions Bayou, where I did that elevator to Little Tensions Bayou.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do it over again with this drone.
The only complaint with giving Rumpus this kind of tool is, do you realize how long he takes to get to the point without it?
Yeah, that's
you
true,
think
Jared.
This is going to make it any quicker?
That's true, Jared. It would instead of 3 hours without him taking a breath, it would be 6.
Spurs says he can explain all of this video now.
Okay, come on,
bullshit.
and explain, Spurs.
You know what?
I want to hear his explanation, and then I'll ask him a question I've already asked him that he's completely run away from.
You going to bring him in?
I will facilitate this.
If Spurs and Multi-Tom want to come in here, or any of them want to come in here,
Yeah, let him come in and talk.
Yeah, come on.
I think we should let Walter in here because it's because of him that he was able to do this.
Spurs Chemo.
Walter is now in chat.
Walter's in chat?
Walter is now in chat. I swear to God, he has to come in here.
Walter, please come in. You're like, this is all because of you, dude. That's what I said at the beginning.
Yeah.
This is all because of Walter. Walter donated the drone, and we get this cool footage because of Walter. So I'd be more than happy to have you in here, Walter. Just shoot me I'll shoot you. You know what? I'll shoot you the link on Hangouts, and you can come in if you want.
By chance, is George Hattenack in here?
Oh, now Spurs can't come in because his mic is bust.
And he doesn't understand what we've proven. But the fact that you can't understand it is not surprising, Spurs.
But he says tomorrow he can do it.
Wait,
All right.
Do I have Walter in here? Oh, wait. I have him on Skype. Hold on. Do I don't know if I have him on Skype. Walter, do we not message? We always use email. I'll send you an email.
Oh, he said he can't come in.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotta go to the dentist tomorrow early.
Well, anyway, yeah, this is because of Walter. Everybody go check out Walter's blog, please.
Yeah, Walter, I want to personally thank you for what you've done for me. I am still working every day on that video, I assure you.
Okay, so Spurs now says that he don't know what you did. Well, you said you can explain it all, but you don't know what he did. So do you see a contradiction there? Okay,
I'll tell you what I did. I took a drone and I zoomed in and I went up high and down low, and it looks exactly like we expected to look on a globe. End of story.
Do you own any chickens, Soundly?
No, I don't.
Well, then he doesn't have to worry about counting his chickens, Spurs.
I am Rick owns some chickens. He can count them for us. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. I'll just go ahead and shut it down. It pretty much covers it.
So when is the video coming out?
I might just do an elevator and stick it on the live stream. I'm not sure if I'll do a video or not. I don't know. Oh, okay. I can't put it on the live stream. Damn it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh well.
You'll just have to do a video on its own.
Yeah, I'll do a video on its own and then just leave it unmonetized. That's fine.
No, Gio, you pwn chickens. You don't own them. Pwn them.
Flat Earther counting chickens.
Oh, Flat Earther says
2 potato.
And that Horizon video was a terrible waste of time. Yeah, because you have a closed mind and you don't realize the implications of what that Horizon was doing.
The Horizon video was a waste of time for them, maybe. Pretty much adds another nail. I mean, their whole coffin's made out of nails now.
Yeah, there's no wood left, man. You don't need a hammer. You need a welder to put more nails in.
Soundly,
Yeah.
be worried. Spurs Chemo said, tomorrow I will down gently. I will you down gently.
He fixed it later. Says let you down. He will let you down gently tomorrow.
Well,
Even though even by his own admission, he has no idea what you were doing.
Wouldn't expect any less from you, Spurkeys, no.
And Multi Tom Tom thinks you just proved you have a drone.
Good job.
And he did, Multi Tom Tom. He proved that and more.
I proved I have a drone. Pretty sure I opened up with that.
I believe so. So let the tears run forth.
All right, guys. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for letting us enjoy
That was
that. That was
glorious.
Awesome work, Soundly.
I'm glad
Thanks for.